Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. And I'm going to be sharing some swatches. I'm going to be sharing my opinion on this palette. And I'm also going to be comparing it to the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam palette. Now the reason why I wanted to do this is because I saw a picture on Instagram. I forgot the account name, but I saw all three palettes side by side and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So I wanted to do this video to help those of you who have been juggling between buying or not buying the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. So yes, I am super excited. And by the way, I do have this palette on my eyes right now. I do have another video going up on the look, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But anyway, I am super excited to share the swatches of this palette, and I'm also excited to share my opinions and also sharing and comparing the other palettes to the Norvina palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing the swatches of the new Norvina palette and also seeing me compare this one to the other two palettes, then let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, I did do a video on the Soft Glam palette and the Modern Renaissance already, and I shared some swatches and I also compared these two in that video. I will have that video down below in my description. But after seeing the Norvina palette and seeing the shades in this palette, it really looked like the shades in here look like they are some repeat shades. So we're gonna do some swatches. We're gonna be swatching the shades that I feel like look the same as the other shades in the palette. We're gonna do them side by side so we can see if they are the same shades or not. So yes, let's get started. So first, let's go in with the Norvina palette. So this is what this one looks like. It's very similar to the packaging on the other palettes. And once you open it up, you have a row of mattes and you also have a row of metallics. So the bottom is all mattes and then the top is all metallics. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this on Instagram, I was not impressed. Like the shades in here are very, I think the only thing with this palette, like what's really standing out is the purple shades in here. The other shades look very, like they look like repeat shades. So I'm actually gonna put all three of the palettes side by side so you guys can see them up close. Hopefully I don't drop them. So at the top we have the Norvina palette. The middle one is the Soft Glam, and then the bottom is the Modern Renaissance. So just looking at the palettes, there are a ton of shades in each palette that looks very similar to the other palettes. So starting out with the Norvina palette, I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch all of the mattes first, and then we're gonna swatch the metallics. And that way you guys can see all of the swatches from this palette since this is the new palette. And the other ones, if you guys wanna see like all the swatches, I do have videos on those swatches and I'll have the link down below. But I do wanna swatch all of these shades on my skin so that way you guys can see what it looks like. So starting off with all of the mattes, let's go ahead and start with those first. There's that. They don't swatch that good, but so those are all of the mattes. Now going into the metallics, which Drama is one of my favorite ones in this palette. This shade right here, it is so pretty, so pretty. So this is all of those colors swatched. So the mattes are at the top and then we go into the metallics. Now, as far as comparing the Norvina palette to the other palettes, when I look at the Norvina palette, like as far as the mattes and the metallics, it kind of reminds me of the Soft Glam palette more than it does the Modern Renaissance. So Soft Glam also has metallics and mattes as well as the Norvina palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch some shades in the Norvina palette that looks very similar to the shades in the Soft Glam. And the one that really stands out to me in the Norvina palette that looks very similar is Passion. This one right here looks very similar to Mulberry, which is the one right here in the corner of the Soft Glam palette. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch both of these shades and see if they both look the same. So here's the one from the Norvina palette. And then we have the one from Soft Glam. There's an up close. Very similar. Very similar. And while we're at it, I will go into the Modern Renaissance as well. So I'm gonna swatch the shade Red Ochre, this one right here. It looks kind of similar. It's actually a little bit lighter, but I do want to see what it looks like side by side to the other two shades. Yeah, so it's definitely lighter. Like, obviously lighter. Another shade that I see in the Norvina palette that looks very similar to a shade in the Soft Glam and also the Modern Renaissance is Incense. And that is this tan shade right here. And picking up the Soft Glam palette, I feel like it looks very similar to Rustic. So I'm gonna swatch this one. And then picking up the Modern Renaissance, I feel like it is similar to Raw Sienna. And it may be a little bit lighter. Like Raw Sienna, maybe a little bit. Ooh, they actually look very similar. So starting out with Norvina, and then the one from Soft Glam. Yeah, so that one's definitely darker. And then we have Modern Renaissance. So the one inside the Norvina and the Modern Renaissance looks very, very similar. So just so you guys know, with these swatches, we're going to start out with Norvina. The middle one will be Soft Glam, and then the one on the end will be the Modern Renaissance. Okay, so I went ahead and sped up the process, and I went ahead and swatched all of the shades, well, all of the mattes on my arm. So again, starting over here, we're going to start with Norvina. The middle is the Soft Glam, and then the end right here is Modern Renaissance. So here you guys can see all of the mattes in the Norvina palette and just see how they compare to the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam palette. Now, as far as the metallic shadows, there is one full row at the top of the Norvina palette with all metallics. And then the Soft Glam palette has a few metallics, but the Modern Renaissance really has mostly mattes. So I'm just gonna compare the metallics to the Soft Glam palette so you guys can see which ones look similar. I'm thinking there's a couple that look the same. So starting out with Norvina, I'm gonna pick the shade Rose Gold because this one looked very similar to Sultry in the Soft Glam palette. So I'm going to swatch them side by side to see how they look. So here's the one from the Norvina palette, which is Rose Gold, which is one of my favorite shades in this palette, you guys. And then we have the one from the Soft Glam palette in the shade Sultry. Yeah, so Rose Gold is obviously more vibrant and Sultry is not as vibrant, but they both are kind of like that Rose Gold shade. And I do notice with Rose Gold, the one from Norvina, it has a lot of kick up. So you are going to want to make sure you wet your brush when you're using this shade because it kicks up a lot. I kind of want to compare Dazzling to that same shade that we swatched in the Soft Glam palette because it kind of looks similar too. I just want to put it side by side to see. Yeah, so it's not as close, but it is more vibrant. Like these shades in the Norvina palette, you guys see that you have more of a glow. Like they are so vibrant. They like the texture is actually different too. I noticed that the texture is way different than the texture in the Soft Glam palette as far as like the metallic shadows. Another shade that looks similar is Summer, and that is this really pretty gold, and it looks similar to Bronze in the Soft Glam palette. Actually, Bronze looks more gold, but we're gonna see. So this one is the one from the Norvina palette. And then we have the one from the Soft Glam palette. Yeah, this one's more gold, but they both are really pretty. I'm gonna swatch one more because I honestly don't see another shade in the Norvina palette that could be similar to the Soft Glam. The only one that may be similar is Dreamer. This one looks very similar to Glistening or Fairy. We're gonna swatch both of them from the Soft Glam palette. So this is Dreamer from the Norvina palette. And then we have Glistening from Soft Glam and Fairy. And then we have Fairy from Soft Glam. So those are these swatches. I'll put it up close so you guys can see it better. Alright, so those are pretty much all of the swatches that I'm going to be sharing in today's video. Now, I know a lot of you may already have the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam palette, and you just kind of been on the fence with whether or not you should purchase the Norvina palette. Now, do I recommend getting the Norvina palette? I feel like if you already have Modern Renaissance and you already have the Soft Glam, you don't need this one. The only reason I would say get this one is if you like purple shadows. I know the Modern Renaissance have more of those burgundies and the pinks and orange and browns. You don't really have purple shadows in here. And then with the Soft Glam, you obviously don't have any purple shadows in here. So if you like those type of colors and you also like the other shades that are in this palette, then yes, I would definitely recommend getting the Norvina palette. But if you don't care for purple shadows or pink shadows, if you never use those colors, then I don't see the reason in getting the Norvina palette. But I did, of course, want to do this video to help those of you who are on the fence with the Norvina palette. Also, if you have deeper skin tones and you found that the Too Faced White Peach palette didn't work for you, I feel like the Norvina palette is just like the Too Faced White Peach palette, but deeper. Like the shades in the Norvina palette are deeper than the ones from the Too Faced White Peach, which I have it right here so you guys can see. But here is Too Faced White Peach, if the glare won't blind you. But there's the Too Faced White Peach palette, and then we have the Norvina palette. So obviously Norvina is like the purples in here, the pinks in here are deeper than the one in the White Peach palette. So if you have been wanting to try out White Peach but you feel like it's a little bit too light for you, then yes, I would recommend the Norvina palette. But if you don't really care for like purple shadows or pink shadows, but you like the other shadows in this palette, then I feel like it's really not worth it, because the other shades are definitely similar to the ones in the Soft Glam and also the Modern Renaissance palette. So I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, make sure you thumbs it up for me, and let me know if you are interested in purchasing the Norvina palette. And also, if you already have the Soft Glam or the Modern Renaissance, let me know which one is your favorite. So let's go ahead and chit chat down below in the comments. And again, I will have the videos on the comparison between the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance if you haven't seen that video already. And don't forget, I will have a tutorial on this look coming up very soon on my channel. So yes, I think that is all that I have for this video. I really hope this video helped those of you who have been on the fence on whether or not you wanted to get the Norvina palette. So let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.